Hello everyone. Today's video is about 2001 to 2017 and the events that happened on September 11th, 2001, 9/11, and what it led to 17 years later. To make this video quick, I will get into, so 9/11 happened. The Great Deception happened. Murdoch, with the news, spinned a whole lot of lies to the American people. And with the help of the Bilderbergs, elite that attends at those meetings, and with the help of the military-industrial complex and the bankers of the Rothschilds, 9/11 needed to happen for them to make their money off the great resources they saw in the Middle East. So, with that happening and being said, we had the war in Iraq with the lie of weapons of mass destruction because the American people were scared and were like, whoa, we got hit by bin Laden. Oh wow. So that means if bin Laden could do that, what could Saddam Hussein do with chemical weapons or weapons of mass destruction? So yeah, Bush, go get them. Oh, the lies and the deception. Very deep, very deep. And the people that it affected, 3,000 people died on that day. And the lives that were affected by those who lost jobs from job layoffs, for the economy got hit very hard. Many job losses, the market pretty much crashed and hurt a lot of people. Affected so many Americans and so many lives that day. God rest their souls for those who passed. Rest in peace. It's sad how they had to die like that for a sacrifice for the names I mentioned earlier in this video, who profited off great money that will get them nowhere in the afterlife. But anyways, these people are so cold and so lost. That's all they care about is money and greed, and that's why they pulled off something so inhumane that led to the war in Iraq, which led to Rockefeller getting massive amounts of money in oil. So with the oil, not only with the oil, but look at with the oil in Iraq and the geological location of Iraq. I'll have a breakdown here. The Iraq borders Syria, Iran, I believe Jordan, and Kuwait. And it borders to the north, going into Russia. So anyways, you have the pipelines, the oil pipelines, all going in the middle of Iraq, which is in the middle of the Middle East. So who has control of those oil valves? Rockefeller. So he's banking off this. He's banking off the oil. And then years later, he sees another cash crop in Afghanistan. He sees he sees the opium fields, and he sees how the pharmaceutical companies can break down the opium into morphine and Percocet and your Oxycontins and your painkillers that are killing the youth and killing America for the past, 10 years now, all due to 9/11, which was 17 years ago. And with the war that happened in Baghdad and the war that's still happening today that hasn't ended and won't end for a very long time, because each time the American people were tired and wanted to get out, what happened? 2008, we had the election. John McCain, the warmonger, or the mysterious question mark Obama, who said, hope, change, and we're gonna get out of war. So who did the American people, the general people, vote for? Obama. Because when John McCain's chanting war drums, when the American people are saying, no, I don't want to go to war, and let's get out of the war in Iraq, let's get out of the war in the Middle East, and Bin Laden, oh, but Bin Laden, he's still alive. We need to kill him. That's why we're in Afghanistan. He died in 2004. He was a boogeyman to keep us there. But anyways, and that's why they killed Bin Laden off and didn't they didn't need Bin Laden as a boogeyman in 2012. Why that is because of the reinsurgence of ISIS. But to slow down a little bit, Iraq has all of that oil. So Rockefeller is making money off that. Not only is he making money off that, but now he's making money off the pharmaceutical companies. The pharmaceutical companies are making money off. Then the pharmaceutical companies are making money. The insurance companies are making money because the people who go and see the doctors are on insurance because nobody can afford to go to the doctor or the pills they are selling without insurance. So it's all a bunch of racketeering. It's all a lot of people making a lot of money. The $2.3 trillion that went missing was going into people's pockets and funding so this could all happen, all due to 9/11. If 9/11 did not get pulled off, none of this would have happened. And going back, but slower this time, every time the American people wanted out of the war, we had the election in 2008. And then we had the reinsurgence of ISIS. So it was like, okay, do we leave now and have ISIS keep more land in London? And at the time, ISIS, how ISIS was formed was through the CIA, and it was Saddam's Red Guard military, who is the fourth largest and very, very good military, fourth ranked in the world. And everybody says, oh, we took them out so quick. Well, no, they retreated because they were smart. They're like, okay, Saddam, he's going to be a dead man. He is a dead man. So we don't have no leadership. We're going to get bombed to death because because it's a Bush administration. So they knew that with the Bush administration, it's going to be bombs, and a lot of annihilation. And it was in the first. It was. Just go and watch the news clips of the first week of Baghdad being bombed. Pretty intense. So they were smart military. Like, okay, let's retreat and regroup and go back another day. And they came back as ISIS, funded by the CIA under Obama. And that is why they're like, okay, we don't need to lie about the boogeyman Bin Laden being alive no more. Let's just dump him in the ocean, say we make up some crazy story of some awesome Hollywood story of how the SEAL Team 6 went in there, killed him. Oh man, the 10-year-olds are watching it in the movie theaters, just getting lied to military propaganda. That's how that is. So the people were like, oh, dang it, ISIS. We're like, okay, cool, Russia's going in there to kill him. Good. Trump said, yeah, let Russia handle it. But then the military-industrial complex is so smart. They're like, no, you can't, Trump. Know why? Because, those bankers in the military-industrial complex. Trump, if you let Russia go over there, you're going to lose all the influence we have in the Middle East. And what did Murdoch do with what did Murdoch do with the media? Because Murdoch owns the media. He spins a whole bunch of Russian collusion, a whole bunch of Russian this, Russia. So Trump has to do what? He has to stay in the Middle East. He has to stay in the Middle East. Oh my goodness. And this is all within the 17 years. 17 years of this. All because of 9/11 happened. And that's why it's called the Grand Illusion. That's why so many people were deceived, and it opened up the floodgates of all the terror that we are seeing. and all the deception we are seeing today taking place. And look what Obama and his deception that he brought along. Oh my gosh, America almost did not survive. We almost had Hillary Clinton, who couldn't even walk upstairs the other day, be our president. Wow. What? Come on. Anyways, 9/11 was, geez, the people who lost their jobs through job layoffs, companies, people losing so many businesses from the market crashing. 9/11, that day within itself almost wiped out America. How America is even standing today, there's got to be the power of God right there. Somehow God is still blessing our country. How God hasn't totally forsaken us yet, I do not know. Oh man. Fear the Lord. I don't fear man, I just fear the Lord. For I would never stand in front of a judge and have no man judge me. Man is not perfect. Send me to the Lord. I'd rather be judged by God than man. Anyways, back to the topic. 2017, or not 2017, 17 years, this time frame. We have the ISIS reinsurgence, the chaos that we see in Syria today to topple another. We toppled how many, with 9/11, we toppled how many countries? We toppled Libya through Benghazi by killing, oh my gosh. Yeah, Benghazi, 4 dead, and 6 years ago that happened. I am ashamed of myself that I forgot the name of the man that died, that was over there. That was, all 4 of them were important. You should remember all of their names. I'm very ashamed of myself there. Benghazi, though, I'll talk a little bit about Benghazi and Libya. With Benghazi, what that led into by the doing of Hillary Clinton is it toppled Libya, taking down Gaddafi. He held those people, he held the maniacs over there in check. And it was a rich nation, and they took it down. And what did that lead into? 5 factions, including ISIS, now trying to claim dominance over Libya, and a broken government trying to defend off all those factions, and a migration process where all of these different cultures and all of these different people and Muslims and ISIS and Boko Haram and Al Qaeda members going into Europe and changing the culture of Europe and changing the laws of the lands of Europe. And due to Angela Merkel and all the crazies over there, benefiting and making so much money off of it, where they sold out their people. It's very sad. All due to 9/11, all of this happened because by being in the Middle East, you can keep these war games happening. You can keep all of this insanity flowing. Once we were able to get into the Middle East, there is no turning back. There's no turning back at all. For every time we want to get out, there's just going to be another false flag attempt to stay in there. It's very sad. And we're 17 years of seeing it and witnessing it. And all of these people making money off of it. And now we have the George Soros, who's making tons of money off funding Antifa and funding all these people and all the things he did to make money and what he's all involved in. The American people were deceived, and we now are facing a lot of factions of powers, bankers, military, industrial complex, the pharmaceutical companies, the education and schools, MSN media, just having a heyday and just taking and taking and taking from the American people. It is so sad. It's very hard to even make this video right now and keep pace and try and keep a flow of a topic, because 9/11, I was 9 years old when that happened, and it really woke me up, and I've been now down the rabbit hole ever since. And there's so much more I want to say, but I'm just keeping this as short as I can. It's just a video of a remembrance of 9/11 and those who sadly died and those who lost their loved ones. And wow, none of that had to happen to the people who lost. A lot of people committed suicide, even those who lost their jobs and lost everything. When the market crashes, man, you lose all your money. People aren't used to that, working 40 years, 50 years, building their empire, honestly, and all of a sudden it's all taken away. Yeah, you see people snap and do something they wouldn't. Life's very real. And Rockefeller, he was on the phone with a governor, and the governor was like, why he recorded this conversation, and he was like, why do you want this to happen? Why do you want 9/11 to happen? This was before 9/11 happened. He's like, why do you want this to happen? And what about the people? The people you will be killing and the people that will be affected. Rockefeller said, why do you care about them? End quote. That's all he says. Why do you care about them? Oh my gosh. These are Kenites. These are people, the sons, these are evil, pure evil people. And why I mentioned Kenites right there is because with Obama and the abominations, we are in the times of Noah. And with everything that happened with the great deception of 9/11, the Twin Towers, Pentagon all being hit and taken down, and the major sacrifices that have been lost ever since, and the war in the Middle East, people coming home with lost legs or traumatic brain injuries, so on and so on. And it's happening today. You can go on the internet right now and you can see all the fighting that's happening. It's sad. So we're still fighting the days and hurting from the days of 9/11 and still suffering from it and still recovering, trying to recover from it while fighting it still, because it's not good. It changed the world. 9/11. It changed the world. The world is not now as we see it before 9/11. For our conscious knows now, our spirit knows now, and our bodies have witnessed, and our eyes and ears have witnessed that people can pull off some great deception on some great levels that you would see in books and times of old. And we are seeing that happening in our time. And it's very hard for the people to wake up to that, because it's just like, well, wait, what? All of these people and all of these factions, Bilderberg, CFR, Trilateral Commission, military industrial complex, pharmaceutical companies, insurance companies, oil companies, all making money off 9/11, banking off of it today still banking off 9/11. They made way more than that 2.3 million that allegedly went missing. It's wow. And with what it's all led to, the fanatics that got into power let other people get into power, like the geoengineering, the contrails and chemtrails, knowing the difference between that, the storms that are just different, like in California, the wild. There are some wildfires, yeah, organic, but then when You see just cars on fire and homes on fire, but no trees or grass on fire. Yeah, that's some man-made weaponry, very sophisticated weaponry right there. And waking up to that is very intense. Waking up to this new world is very intense because it's new. Everything is new. It is not the world as if we knew it once. This world is ran by the evil is exposed, and they aren't even afraid to hide it. They aren't even afraid to hide it anymore. They have it in their Hollywood movies, their symbols, their Illuminati symbols everywhere. They look at the kids' cartoons and what they're pushing on the kids with all the pedogate stuff. It's so sick. And none of this, if let's say 9/11 failed, somehow didn't happen, the American people would be united. We'd still have morals in this country. Obama, he threw out all the morals. And how Obama got elected is because the American people were sick of what? War. And John McCain, the warmonger, was like, oh, let's keep banging the war drums of 9/11, the great illusion inside job. I'm going to make a video just about the inside job. Today I'm just making a video again, kind of a time frame of 2001 to 2018 and where we are at today in the world and how the world has changed with the abominations to the wars that are still going on, and to just an eye-opener of how the CIA and how they can use the Red Guard army to go into the ICE, to become ISIS, to take over in the middle of the night and have more land in London. I know I've been kind of jumping around on this video. I've just felt like I've had to make a video today talking about 9/11, just kind of on the go, on the dash. And I hope you're all bearing with me. I have to shut this video down soon anyways. I see the red light flashing, so either my battery's dying or I'm running out of time. But that's why I was kind of talking fast too, is to try and fit in all of this, the money and the players and all the factions and businesses and corporations making money to this day on 9/11. Thank you, everyone. Everybody stay blessed. Keep your eyes and ears open. And just be thankful for what you have. And just be thankful. Because you could have it all today and be gone all tomorrow. And keep your family close. And your good friends close. For that's all that matters in life. The things that money can't buy. That's what truly matters. God bless. Peace out.